Hi, I'm Becky Rose Dungeon Girl, and this is another After Forever After question. So Lord Morbius has asked, I'm going to go through a few of these quite quickly actually, because he asked me 10 questions in all, but I'm going to cover 3 of them very quickly now. Will your rule set focus more on storytelling or dungeon crawling? I did kind of cover that in a previous video, so just quickly now, it's focused on storytelling. I think you could tell a dungeon crawling story with it. I think that there might, for some groups there might be a better game for doing that with. Some groups, however, might love the nuances of the weapons and such presented in After Forever. Will Medusa get a mention in the credits for artistic advisor? Medusa is my cat. She's not around at the moment, it's a shame, I'd love to show her to you. She's on many of my videos, because, you know, she wanders about as she pleases. Yeah, maybe Medusa will go in the credits. Is your system miniature friendly, or is it intended for a theatre of the mind approach to gaming? Now, that's an interesting question, because you see, a D&D player tends to approach a miniatures game in accordance with how the rules present it. A square is 5 feet, you've got all these ranges of movement distances, you get bonuses that allow you to move 5 feet faster, some people can attack at a reach of 10 feet, some people at 5. There's all these kind of things going on in D&D that make it almost like a chess game. So, I didn't design the game like that. It is absolutely not designed to be a miniatures chess game. It is a storytelling game, which means its focus is what you would traditionally call theatre of the mind. However, I'm a big advocate of gridless play, where you don't have defined measurements, that everything's a bit more nebulous, but you still use miniatures in order to clearly show where things are and what's going on, and to keep track of the combat. Or the encounter, although to be honest, you only really get the miniatures out when you've got a combat. And I think there's a lot of merits to that system. Now, I know that system isn't for everybody, but it does mean that you can play with miniatures on any game that's meant for theatre of the mind simply by going gridless. It also allows me to use my gridded scenery in a fantasy role-playing game that I can't do with D&D, because the moment I get out my gridded scenery, people start treating it like a grid and start worrying about distances. You can't do D&D on that stuff. You can't play gridless D&D on a Dwarven Forge dungeon, for example. Even this tile here from Secret Weapon Miniatures, you see that it has some distinctive tiles, and the moment you do that, people will treat it like a chess game. And I've just not put rules in for that at all. My spell ranges, for example, describe things as one location is affected, or in line of sight up to the horizon, or a range of touch. And the last question from Lord Morbius is, will subscribers to your YouTube channel and Facebook page get a discount or possibly a promotional Dungeon Girl bumper sticker or t-shirt, or at least an autograph on the copy we purchase? Well, you know what, I'm quite happy to sign your book for you. I'm more than happy to do that. If I could do it as a thing for subscribers on the channel maybe, or something. Yeah, I guess. I'm not intending to do merchandise. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to be big enough to do my own range of t-shirts. I've just realised that I'm obviously, anyone who's watching these videos in sequence will notice I'm wearing the same clothes in each one. It's because I never change, and because I'm filming these all in one day. And I'm just reading in the viewfinder now as I'm filming the last question. I've just realised what I'm wearing. It's not exactly politically correct. Oops. I would love to be big enough to have merchandise and stuff, but there's like I have 1,000 subscribers, which is cool. I'm impressed I have 1,000. It's not much of an audience to go selling merchandise though. It would be really cool to like to go to a convention in my Dungeon Girl gear, which probably would be PVC. Might not be that cool actually. I'm a cosplayer. Well, anyway, bye.